Let us study about temperature stresses. Okay, so temperature stresses, we have to first learn about alpha. Alpha is the coefficient of thermal expansion. Okay, thermal expansion. Alpha here, that is, if suppose here alpha is called strain per degree Celsius. Per unit temperature, what is the strain? That is represented by alpha. Okay, so we have first case as free to expand. See, this is a bar. Okay, here it's of initial length L and its initial breadth is B. Okay, so this bar, if we are subjected to temperature, increase in temperature, then what will happen? This bar will expand. Okay, it doesn't have any support, means it is free to expand. So if it's free to expand, then there will be a change in length delta L and change in breadth delta B. That will be increase. If temperature is increasing, then there will be an increase in dimensions, and if the temperature is decreasing, then there will be a contraction. If temperature is increasing, there will be an expansion. Okay, so we have alpha is equal to, in L direction we are taking epsilon L per temperature. So we have epsilon L is equal to alpha T, and epsilon L will be delta L by L is equal to alpha T. So delta L is equal to L alpha T. Similarly, we have delta B is equal to B alpha T. If we take the breadth direction strain, then we have delta B is equal to B alpha T. Okay, that is our case of free to expand. Now suppose if you are considering that bar as fixed, okay, then if it is fixed and we are giving a temperature increase, then this bar will try to expand, and this expansion should be prevented now, because it is fixed. So we are preventing that. Here there is a force P. Okay, that force is preventing this expansion, and because of this force there will be a stress developed. Here if it is free to expand, then there won't be any stress developed. Because this is prevented, then there is a stress developed. Okay, so we have here stress developed. Okay, now this is changed to delta L. Okay, this much increase it is trying to occur. Okay, now we have delta L is equal to L alpha T, na? And here there is a force. So force is trying to prevent this delta L. So we have PL by AE. This much is trying to prevent this delta L is equal to L alpha T. So we will have PL by AE. This is equal to L alpha T, means you are cutting this. So we will have, see, P by A is our stress. Stress by E is equal to alpha T. So stress is equal to alpha TE. So this is our equation. This is temperature stress. Okay, because of temperature this is happening. So temperature stress is equal to alpha TE. This is our important equation. Okay, so one, see, that is our case. If temperature is reducing, then there will be a compression. Same will be the case. We have to change the direction. Delta L will be like decreasing. That will be the only change. This is standard case. Okay, now if suppose the support is yielding. Okay, see the support here, we have yield. The support is yielding by delta. Okay, see, from here we are starting out, because of the temperature increase there is a expansion, that is L alpha T. Okay, if L alpha T is within this delta, that is the yielding of support, then there won't be any stress developed because it is already yielding. So if L alpha T is less than delta, then we don't have any stress. Stress is not there. Okay, but if L alpha T is greater than delta, then there will be a stress developed, because that is to be prevented, because it is yielding only till here. Okay, after that if there is an expansion, that will be prevented by a force P. Okay, then a stress will be developed. Okay, So let us check that. So our L alpha T minus delta, this much deformation, that is to be prevented. This much quantity of deformation is to be prevented. So that will be prevented by PL by AE force. So what will happen? We will have P by A is sigma L by E is equal to L alpha T minus delta. So we have sigma is equal to L alpha T minus delta E by L. Sorry, this length will be also same, na? L. Okay. You need not by heart this. Actually, if you study the concept, then everything will be clear. Okay. This is our second case. In the sense, the equation of stress. The first case, we didn't have equation of stress. Okay. Now, let us study hoop stress. This is our... Okay. Now, let us study composite bars. Okay, first we will study composite bars. Okay, composite bars. See, this composite bar, first one, this is steel. Okay, S is for steel and C is for copper. In composite bar, the material it will be made of different materials. Now, composite bar means that it is made of different materials. So suppose, and we can study something. See, alpha A greater than alpha B greater than alpha C greater than alpha S. Simply by heart this one. Okay, here this is in A, B, C format, and last one is S. A is aluminium, B is brass, C is copper, S is steel. Okay, if you study this, if problem is asked taking copper and steel, then you can directly know, we will directly know that alpha of C is greater than alpha of S. So you directly know that strain in copper will be more than steel. So copper will be expanding more than steel if there is a temperature increase, and copper will be compressing more than steel if there is a temperature decrease. Okay, so that is it. Okay, now let us study about series. See, suppose steel and copper is connected in series. Okay, here we are providing, if there is a temperature increase, then there will be a resistance to it. So a compressive force P is developed because of temperature increase. So what will happen? This P is directly taken by steel and copper. Okay, so we have in steel and copper the force developed, that will be equal to P. Okay, because there is a support, then there won't be any increase, na? Because so what will happen? The change in steel and copper will be taken by this external, change in steel and copper, this is taken by this P forces, na? So what will happen? Change in steel and copper means L alpha T of steel plus L alpha T of copper, that is will be taken by loads. So loads means here PL by AE of steel plus PL by AE of copper. So this will be our condition here. The increase in length of steel and copper due to temperature increase, that will be taken by the forces P developed in steel and copper in such a way that there won't be any yielding, or the support will remain fixed. So this will be our case. Okay, then stress in steel will be PS by AS, and stress in copper will be PC by AC. Area of copper, AC is area of copper, AS is area of steel. Okay, and PS and PC is same here, so we can take it as P itself. Okay, now the second case is parallel connection. See, if this is C, copper, and this is steel. Okay, if it is put parallelly, and if there is no bond, if this can slip, okay, if copper can slip over steel, then what happens? There won't be any resistance. Copper can increase in its own direction, its own way, and steel can increase in length in its own way if temperature is increased. But if there is a bond, then copper and steel should have uniform or a particular value of delta. So what will happen if suppose it is expanding like this? Okay, if copper is expanding, see, you know that alpha of copper is more, so what, it will expand more, it will try to expand more. Okay, suppose this much it is expanding. Steel can't expand till this because steel is having low alpha, so steel will expand like this. But this case cannot happen because what is our condition? This is bonded together, so intermediately at some point this will both have to compromise. Okay, so at this location this will compromise, so here this portion should come here, so this copper will be subjected to compression of P, and here this steel will be steel till here, it has to expand till here, so this steel will be given a tension PS. Okay, so that will be our case. So what will happen? See here, there will be an L alpha T developed now, so L alpha T of copper, this much is developed. Okay, so it should be decreased now, minus PCl by AE of copper is equal to L alpha T of steel, that is up to this much. Then it should be increased, plus PS L by AE of, sorry, we can write PS, okay, of steel. Okay, this will be our case. We can take P also, I just represented it by PC. Okay, then so that will be our equation. See, now in this case also this pulls PAC and PES will be equal to P. Okay, I simply wrote for understanding purpose PC and PS and I represented it here. Actually the force will be the same because this is acting as a unit, so the same resistance will be developed in this. Okay, so for your understanding I wrote it as PC and PS. Okay, now suppose it is fixed. Okay, copper and steel is together bonded and it is fixed, then what will happen? There will be a resistance offered if it is trying to increase, so it will be like it will act together and resist. Okay, that will be the case here. Now let us study about hoop stress or circumferential stress. Okay, this is a like here there is a wooden wheel. Okay, the wooden wheel is bound by a steel wire, steel ring or steel wire, whatever maybe it is. So in this case, see, actually the wooden wheel is having diameter D. Okay, capital D. This D is higher than small d. Okay, so initially the steel ring is of small d diameter. So in order that this should be wound on this wooden wheel, it should match with the diameter D, or it should be a bit fitting to that diameter D. Then only it should be fitting to that diameter capital D. Then only the steel wire can be wound on this wooden wheel. So initially that was not fitting. Okay, so initially the steel ring was of small diameter D. Now it has to be changed to capital diameter D. Okay, now that what will be the hoop strain, hoop or circumferential strain? Circumferential strain, that is in change in circumference. Initially it was small d, then it was changed to capital D, means delta L by L format. If you write, then it will be like delta L will be in this case change in circumferential. So actually it should be changed to capital D. So pi D will be the final circumference and pi small d will be the starting circumference by starting circumference pi D. So that will be our circumferential or hoop strain. Okay, this is our case. Here because of this hoop, epsilon hoop should be equal to epsilon, or due to temperature. Now this strain, we are providing temperature and giving this strain. Okay, so pi d minus pi d by d, this much is provided by our change in temperature. What is our epsilon t? We have epsilon t as what do we have? Alpha is equal to epsilon by t. So epsilon is equal to alpha t. So alpha t. So what will be our temperature required? Temperature required will be d minus d. Here there will be a pi, it will cancel out. So d minus d by d in alpha. This much temperature is required in order to change the diameters from small d to capital D. Okay, so this case, this is an important case. Okay, this is an important case. Problems will be asked on this. Okay. See the steel ring, when it is wood on the wooden wheel, then the wooden wheel, it will be compressed. Okay, so the wooden wheel will be in compression, and the steel ring, it is now getting wound on this. So this will be in tension. Okay, this will be the free body diagram of steel ring. Each and every fiber in that steel ring will be in tension. Okay, so that's it.